Oh, I think just, I was running the road pretty hard and maybe not taking the best care of myself at that time and just making some dumbass decisions. But dumbass decisions usually make for good records, and that's the worst part. I'm trying to figure out at what age you grow up and stop being creative off your own chaos, but we're still figuring that out.
Welcome to Curious Goldfish, a podcast community where music and curiosity come together through interesting conversations with the music makers of our world. I'm your host, Jason English. You can find Curious Goldfish in all the major podcast and social media platforms, and of course, we have all of our content on our website, curiousgoldfish.com. So Tyler, really appreciate your time. It's so nice to meet you, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's busy in Nashville because of the weather the last few weeks. We're recording this in early February, and then you're busy because you're touring and you got a new album out. So congrats on that. How's life for you these days?
Man, it's good. I feel like we just been either on the road or in a writing room. So that's kind of how I like to keep it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Do you prefer one or the other, or do you need both?
I don't know. I'm a sucker for a song, so if I could just go write songs every day, I would. But I got to go sing them too.
Sucker for that's a song right there. I'm a sucker for a song.
It could be. There you go. Trying to make a living here on those.
That's awesome. All right. So In Defense of Drinking is the album. And I think this is your first like full length debut album, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've got a couple projects out before, but never got to put the whole body of works out together. So I'm kind of excited for that.
So take me back to when, I don't know how old you were, but younger than you are today, obviously. Like take me back to when you were like, okay, this music thing, I might be good and I might want to do that and I might love it. Like how old were you?
Man, I was probably like 22. Just got out of college and I wasn't keeping a job for nothing. It seemed like I was always leaving work to go sing and play, and then just kind of rolled into maybe I should just do that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you play at all when you were like little?
Yeah, I got a guitar when I was like 10, and my uncle had played a whole bunch, so I kind of wanted to be like him and learn a couple songs up and then go sing them. And it was just a lot of like, especially South Dakota, it was a lot of just kind of got my start doing a whole bunch of like fairs and festivals like 4-H and FFA talent shows and things like that because we'd show cattle all over the country, and usually there was something talent show affiliated going on with the fair and what was going on, so it was easy to kind of plug into that, and I think that kind of where the spark came from.
Yeah. But didn't you attended Belmont for a bit, right?
Yep, I went to Belmont University and finished up there.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a cool little mini Nashville before Nashville, just meeting all your people that you had your songwriters, you had your singers, you had your wannabe music industry people, your aspiring lawyers, and all this, that, and the other thing. So it was like its own little ecosystem before the real thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. So how'd you end up there from South Dakota?
I was going to South Dakota State University for education. I was going to do pre-K through third grade, trying to be a teacher is what I was trying to do. And just kind of lost touch with that. And I don't know, the guitar just kept bugging me. So I had to try and find my way to Nashville, and Belmont was the way.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Well, congrats on that. I've talked to a few people from Belmont, and actually like there's a part-time professor, instructor, Lauren Lucas. She taught a songwriting class, and yeah, like I've never hung out there, but it sounds cool. The people there that I've met are like so cool that have come out.
Yeah, it's it. I'm thankful for my time there. For sure. I could have bought a house, but instead I decided to get a loan and go to school. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of financial goals, like buying a house, that's a good transition. So you have a quote that I've seen in other interviews and I just kind of want to lead with this too. You say something like, when I started all of this, my whole goal was to sing songs so I could buy cows and have enough cows to tell the world to get lost. So that's awesome. I guess first question is, how many cows do you need for that to actually happen? Like, is there a magic number? Um,
I don't know if there is a magic number. As many as I can get, as much land as I got.
yeah. Well, South Dakota, there's still land out in
It's
South
wide
Dakota,
open.
right? It's wide open.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's wide open.
Yeah.
Nothing but cows and corn.
Yeah. Well, again, most people are like, yeah, I want, want to get a beach house or a boat or something like that. So like that's cool. But if I guess if that's your end game, and assuming you get a ranch at some point, I mean, will you ever stop writing music, do you think?
No, I don't think that I'll ever stop writing music. I think that's kind of my cross to bear. There's always something going on in my head. My notes are always going in and out.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's something you turn off.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's good. And I'm sure there's a fair amount of inspiration, not just in the honky tonks and the bars, but out in God's country. So that'll be good.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is whenever I go home, I feel like I'm always just coming up with ideas, and you just have all that space and time to think about things like that.
Yeah.
It's just a little different creative approach, I think.
Yeah. Well, tell me about In Defense of Drinking, in terms of the songs that ended up making up the album, the title of the album. How long have you been thinking about this specific project?
There's songs on here that are a couple years old, and then there's songs that are a couple months old. It's kind of all over the place. But my buddy John Decius had given me that song "In Defense of Drinking," and it kind of hit me it was the right song for the wrong time, I believe, is how I'm going to word that. But yeah, and then I think we just kind of put some songs together that kind of threaded it all through and
Okay.
made it all congruent. Yeah.
What made it the wrong time?
Oh, I think just I mean, I was running the road pretty hard and maybe not taking the best care of myself at that time, and just making some dumbass decisions. And but dumbass decisions usually make for good records, and that's the worst part.
It's like a death spiral, you know? It's like you
Yeah,
need the experiences to write the art, and you need the art to make a living, right?
yeah. I'm trying to figure out at what age you grow up and stop being creative off your own chaos, but we're still figuring that out.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you've got this, like, long-term goal of, I'll call it just settling down, but it's like going back home and having a bunch of cows and, maybe a simpler life, but then the day-to-day grind is sort of, what you're in it, what you're into now, I guess. How do you reconcile that, like, emotionally and mentally day to day?
Man, I think it's just I don't know, just keeping sight of what your goals are and what you're trying to do here. Like when I'm in Nashville, it is all about writing songs, and I don't put my guitar down hardly at all during the day, whether I'm in a room or just sitting at my kitchen table like right now. And then I think when you're home, it's, focusing on the things there, like your family and, going to see everybody, catching up with friends and remembering where you came from. It's just enjoying and just doing what you should be doing in those spots.
All right, that's good. So with this album, I'm sure you've got probably a bunch more songs sort of in the bag, I guess. But at this point, I think you're in your early 30s. Where do you think you are as an artist now, and where do you want to be?
I mean, now I'm just thankful that, I don't know, I think, I was talking to some people the other day about this, just how I'm thankful that where we are right now is, we can go play a show from LA to New York City, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people in there, like that's a pretty, cool feeling, and knowing that there's people that know your songs in places that you haven't been yet, but you show up for the first time, they're there singing them with you. So I mean, I'm pretty thankful for where we're at right now. I mean, obviously, I think the goal is to just stay in that vein until it turns into a bus and we're playing more than just the clubs and the rock rooms.
Yeah.
I hope that's the result of album like this or another one, or just keep putting music out until that happens.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so I have a couple questions about some of the songs. Is that cool?
Yeah.
On the album. So More Hearts Than Horses, right? I guess,
Sure.
is that a warning label for yourself in case you meet somebody?
It might be, especially for at that time. I think that's what I was too. Like, yeah, stay away. That's what that one's for.
They're not gonna be able to stay away from you, man. You sing songs, you play guitar,
We're trying.
Um, yeah, I guess so. Again, tell me about that. You've broken more hearts than horses, and
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
sure in your life you've broken a lot of horses. So that's
well, that's the other thing too. It's like I think it's a kind of a funny take. I wrote that with my buddies Johnny Clausen and Colton Venner, and I think the cool thing about that song was just like I don't know, the Western language and the jargon in there talk about the horses, but I got a damn bit of thing to do with horses. You know, it's nothing to do with that at all.
yeah, that's good country music though, right?
It's just a twist. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The wordplay is awesome. Um, all right, so like the rodeo, another sort of Western themed. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, I wrote that a couple years ago. One of the first times that I ran away to Texas with my buddy Matt Daniel out and just he was breaking horses at this outside of Seymour, Texas, and he had this shitty little trailer we just go hang out at and have some beers and try and come up with some ideas. And that was one that we got that day, just about chasing somebody that's also chasing something and figuring out who's going to be the one to give and if there's going to be one to give.
Yeah, that's a big question, right? Like you got to give and take,
Yeah,
and it's like sometimes you don't know.
yeah. And I think too is just bridging that. I don't know. I always compare the rodeo world to the music world. It's all just go, go, go. And you don't make no money sitting still. So you got to stay on the run.
Yeah. Do you? I don't know what your relationship status is like right now, and like you don't have to tell me, but why do you think? Why do you? I'll say the word dangerous. That might be a little bit aggressive, but why do you think it's dangerous for someone to fall in love with a cowboy singer?
Man, I don't know. I mean, it won't be boring. I'll tell you that. But I think just too, just the knowing that you're always going to be gone.
Yeah.
I think maybe love takes a certain bit of standing still, and there's not a whole lot of that right now.
Yeah. How many dates are you planning to play this year?
Man, we've done like 100, shows the last couple years. So we just stay rolling.
Yeah, you stay rolling, man.
It's all I know what to do with myself. So that's about all I got.
I mean, just again, not to make it light of it, but like, is it hard? I'm sure it's almost impossible to meet somebody that actually matters and to have it somewhat stick, whether that's a month or a year or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think yes and no. It just kind of also depends on how willing you are to, I don't know, make the time to make it happen as well.
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, in terms of again the album and the songs, so we've talked about a couple songs having to do with breaking horses and the rodeo. Um, there's one about Fort Worth, right?
Yeah,
And I think like I don't know if that's a true story or not, but that's another I think Western themed, cowboy themed track.
yeah,
And then I want
totally.
yeah, then there's one more I want to ask you about that, but tell me about the Fort Worth song.
Fort Worth song. Once upon a time, I think I was just running around the stockyards in between some shows when I was hanging out in Fort Worth, and I kept seeing a bunch of T-shirts that said "I'm Fort Worth it," and all I could think about is how it probably wasn't. And so I took that back home to Nashville and wrote that with my good buddy John Decius, and that's the story we came up with.
So there's not a real woman in Fort Worth that wasn't worth it for you. It's just more mythological.
Yeah, it made for a good song.
Yeah, that's a great song. Again, the wordplay is
I
impressive.
think. Well, and I think too, you kind of pull from like past experiences and your own, I don't know, chaos and hurt, and then you match it with something that's a little more digestible for everybody else. So it's a little bit of bullshit and a little bit of truth all at the same time.
That's that's good country music, man. You're
I
onto
think
it.
I, I
Awesome.
think that's songwriting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I am curious because like you're so interesting for so many reasons, but first off, I didn't really know they knew what skateboarding was in South Dakota. So that's awesome. So,
Hell, nobody does.
yeah, you gr- grew up, I guess, as a big skateboarder. I guess, how did that sort of emo phase and skateboarding culture, does that influence your stuff and how you think about things today or not? Not really.
Man, I don't know. I think it was just kind of like growing up. I feel like I had the best of both worlds. Where like my parents lived in town. It wasn't a very big town, but I could go run around with my friends and go skating around the park or breaking into the football field or whatever it was. And then on the weekends, I was out on the farm working cattle or we were at a cattle show. So it's kind of cool having both of those, I don't know, just scenes in your life at that time growing up. And I think it just, it all played into what I was listening to. Like if I was out on the farm and we were in the pickup, or there was a lot of Chris Ledoux and Garth Brooks and George Strait and like, all your 90s and 2000s country. But then in town, we're in skateboarding in my buddy's garage and we're just listening to, The Used and Taking Back Sunday and Blink 182 and all this stuff. And I think it just was I don't know, you have all this like angsty ass music that you're listening to in town. And then you listen to all those kind of classic country love songs, honky tonking kind of thing. And yeah, maybe that's where Western marijuana comes from.
Well,
Just real
yeah, I was
infused.
gonna ask you about that. It's gotta be related to that, right?
Yeah, I think definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of a misfit. So we had to make our own thing.
No, that's it's really interesting, really interesting. So you mentioned your parents, I guess, I don't want to make assumptions, but did you grow up sort of in a faith-based home or not? Not really.
Yeah, absolutely. We were first pew every Sunday. Mom and dad, we have there's 8 kids in the family, so all 10 of us would be sitting down, and it was yeah, that was the thing. I just remember it working out well because my dad had to have a 12-passenger van, and then by the time that I moved to Nashville and had to start hitting the road a little bit, I just stole the old church van from
You got the church
my
van.
dad. Yeah,
Is that what you're using now?
yeah. So we went from hauling kids to Sunday school to a bunch of degenerates in a country band all around the country.
If
It's
those
seen
walls
all
could talk,
sorts of shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
if those walls could talk, man, that's cool.
yeah,
That's
exactly. I
hilarious.
hope I never can.
Yeah, you want to keep that. Have it signed an NDA for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's cool. So, like the faith thing, I wanted to ask because there's a song called "Son, Brother, and Believer." As soon as we started talking about God, it went dark.
Yeah, what's he trying to tell us?
Yeah. So the song "Son, Brother, Believer." I guess what's your message there?
I think it's just kind of that one is when you find yourself in those harder places, just kind of remembering who you are and where you came from, and when you're not feeling any love, you got a God and a family that loves you back, and I think that's what that one says.
Yeah, that's a good message. Has your faith evolved at all since you moved to Music City and are living the life that you're living?
Maybe so. I feel like for me personally, I think finding God and talking to him was a little harder in the city, and I think that's kind of why I like to run away to those faraway places and those I don't know wide open spots. A little easier to talk there.
Yeah, no, that's good. So good luck on the album. It's coming out in mid February. I think by the time this gets posted, it'll probably already be out. I think you've got some, like you said, some tour days later this year. But
Yeah.
as an artist where you're at in songwriter, musician, all those things, and as you look sort of to the future, I guess at this point in your life and career, what do you think? What do you think you're most curious about?
I don't know. Maybe how to be something other than a singer. Yeah, maybe that. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
is,
it
is
right
the
now.
is the easy answer there being a rancher, or is it
Yeah, I
something
mean,
even something beyond that?
yeah, I'd love to, find me a little spot in Texas or go back to the farm in South Dakota. I think that's kind of what I'm most curious about right now.
Yeah,
Putting some roots down somewhere.
yeah. So this podcast is called Curious Goldfish, and I know in like my life, whether it's family or romantic relationships, or even in the corporate world where I'm at, I think curiosity is so underrated. Again, I think it's easy to do to like not be curious, right? Because you kind of focus on your own stuff and whatever it is, whether it's making music or you know developing code for for software or making brownies or whatever. So I'm a big believer in curiosity. Uh, I guess do you do you consider yourself a curious person?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got to be pretty curious to be a songwriter and to come up with something and obsess about it enough that you're going to sing about it for 4 minutes.
Yeah,
I think maybe your curiosity is a little more inward than it is outward, but I think it's still curious at the end of the day.
that's a great point. I guess on the inward side, I guess at this point, are you still learning about yourself? In like what's something you've learned about yourself in the last few months?
Yeah, I think you're always learning about yourself. I think I don't know, maybe just learn a little more about some balance, I guess, in life. How to come home and be a little more present here, and then not bringing the road with you. Maybe that's the big lesson right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
I always think that I feel like when I come home, I feel like an outside dog that you're forced to put inside. I feel like my parents got a great big Pyrenees that loves running outside and, watching all the animals and everything. And then when you put him inside, he goes crazy. And I kind of feel like that sometimes.
Yeah,
That's my best comparison.
yeah, that's good. That's a good analogy, man. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate your time, Tyler. Good luck. It's in defense of drinking. Um, can't wait to hear the full album, and hopefully you'll come through Atlanta at some point. I'd love to see
Yeah.
you. But take care, and appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.